Hi guys, it's Brittany and welcome to One Hot Mess. Today we're going to be going over 5 tips for finding your motivation when you are feeling depressed. Alright, so wish you could get out in the world but too depressed to motivate? Well, I have 5 steps for you that may help you out a little bit. Do you have trouble finding motivation when feeling depressed? Well, if the answer is yes, rest assured that you are not alone, okay? Those of us who get depressed usually really struggle with being productive when we are feeling blue. Even worse, not being motivated to do anything when we feel down can only make the depression worse. Luckily, there are ways to find motivation when feeling depressed. The first thing is get out of bed. And this might seem fairly obvious, but for many people, the act of simply getting out of bed when they are depressed is impossible. The inclination to stay under the covers in the dark, away from the stimulation of the world, is almost irresistible when you are depressed. You know, the bed is comfy and cozy and not going to judge you in any way for how you are feeling. If you are trapped in your bed, get out of it. People I know who are depressed go to great lengths to stay out of bed when they're depressed. I have known people to take their freaking mattress off the box spring and lean it against the wall. Some people pile their mattress with books. Others strip the bed of the sheets. They do whatever it takes to keep them out of bed when they're depressed, because out of bed, it is way easier to get motivated. And yeah, I know that's way easier said than done, considering I struggle with bipolar depression, and it's a bitch. Sometimes I literally can't get out of bed for days, and it is awful. Anyway, moving on, the next thing is exercise. You know, the best way to find motivation, whether you are depressed or not, is to get out of the house and exercise. The act of exercising, it produces endorphins, which will not only lighten your mood, but will give you the energy that you need to get off your butt and get some stuff done. And if you add the outdoors to the mix by taking a walk or riding a bike, you will only compound the positive effects of the exercise. There is nothing like some fresh air and sunshine to give you the energy to take on the world. I mean, have you ever felt like you could take on the world after a good, brisk walk in the park or around your neighborhood or wherever it may be? Can't you remember that feeling? Yes, I love the feeling after taking a walk. It is great. Also, spend time with people that make you laugh. You know, when we're depressed, we tend to isolate ourselves. And the prospect of getting out of bed and actually interacting with people is just too much for us to bear. This is just exactly the opposite of what we should be doing. So picture this. You can spend the rest of the day in bed, covers pulled up over your ears, you know, mulling over how horrible the world is and how you're never going to do anything ever again. Or you can invite some friends over and, you know, just chill around the couch, laughing about whatever it is that you laugh about with them. Which one seems like the better option there? You know, which one feels better? Which one might lead to you leaving the house and maybe going to a movie? You tell me. All right, another option is have sex. Yes. When people are depressed, they often have absolutely no interest in having sex of any kind. But let me tell you, you should try it. Having sex when you're depressed, it produces, like exercise, endorphins that make you feel better and give you more energy. And even better, having an orgasm gives you a shot of dopamine, the effects of which can last between 5 to 7 hours. And imagine what you can get done in 5 to 7 hours. And best of all, spending some time naked with another person is way better than lying in bed by yourself, because being closely connected with someone makes you feel great. And if you feel great, even for just a bit, you're more likely to get out into the world and get one thing done. Okay, when we're depressed, the idea of getting anything done at all is completely overwhelming. And so what do? Nothing. And then how do we feel? Worse. So I'm suggesting that once you get out of bed and you get some exercise, you consider doing just one thing. Anything. Because doing just one thing can often lead to doing another. Choose something that you really like to do. Okay? Getting organized feels good. Okay? So maybe you could go through your stuff if you feel like it. I'm not really sure about that. But anyway, what I hate to do when I am depressed is make phone calls. Talking to people on the phone in that state of mind is just not a good idea for me. So choose that one thing that you like to do, in or out of the house, and do it. And even if it doesn't lead to doing another thing, at least you did get that one thing done, right? Finding your motivation when feeling depressed is very, very difficult, but it is an important thing to try to do. And when we're depressed, the world goes on without us. We stay at home, isolated, in pain, and feeling hopeless. And while finding motivation might not fix our depression, it certainly will help us to manage it and not let it get the best of us. So, get out of your bed, unless you're having sex in it. Get some exercise, spend some time with friends, and try to get one thing done. Reconnect with the world, and you will be glad you did. All right. Sticking with the depression topic, we're going to go over some warning signs of depression that's getting worse, and when it may mean that it's time to reach out for help. The signs that you need to watch out for. So yeah, depression can be very subtle in its appearance in life. And a lot of times people think they're sad or depressed because of having certain situations or having a case of the blues. But the more severe depression becomes, the less insight and awareness we have in regards to it. And the more depressed we become, the less likely we are to seek immediate help. We often tell ourselves that we're able to handle depression, and when we become depressed, we will know and ask for help. But rarely that's the case, especially when the signs of depression start getting worse. So, the following signs we're about to go over of depression are based on personal experiences as well as experiences of friends and family. And those with depression may be able to identify with some or all of the signs, but make sure that you apply them to your context and circumstances when listening, okay? So, what are the signs your depression is getting worse and becoming more serious? Well, you find yourself crying more and more without any specific reason. You may start thinking about all the good things in your life and feel guilty for having these good things in your life and still feeling sad or crying. Also, your negative thoughts increase in frequency. For example, rather than having sad or painful thoughts at nighttime only, you'll experience them at night as well as during the day. I notice for me, my depression always seems to get worse at night, for sure. And then you're going to slowly start isolating yourself from your family and friends. And I say slowly because at first it may seem like you're just in need of some alone time, but that alone time seems to progress into isolation from those that you love and care about. And you spend less time engaging in activities or hobbies that you love. You find it difficult to pay attention and concentrate. You may be preoccupied with certain situations or life events going on in your life that are negatively affecting you. Sometimes depression causes you to be preoccupied with negative things, and as a result, depression becomes worse and worse. Also, you may have passive or active thoughts of suicide. A lot of people who are depressed feel like they would be better off dead or that they are serving no purpose in life. So pay attention to these types of thoughts and their frequency. These thoughts can start off very simple with thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or is this even worth my time? And progress into more serious contemplations and plans to execute. These are just a few warning signs that you may need to reach out for help because your depression is becoming more severe. And I know that it can be very difficult to reach out for help for many reasons. One reason is that many people in your life may not understand depression or mental illness in general. So, some things that you can do to reach out to someone if you feel like you need the help. You can call a crisis line, and this is a good option when you are in immediate need of assistance, especially hours when no one is working or around, such as in the middle of the night. You can reach out to a community mental health center or private therapist that offers a free consultation, and this could be beneficial for the long term as you can learn coping strategies and ways to keep depression at bay. Contact your family and friends. This doesn't mean that you have to explain every last detail about your depression or that you're depressed. Contacting them could help surround yourself with those you love and care about in your life. And they may also be able to offer some perspective and help you put certain things into perspective. Now, if your job or school has an employee assistance program or something similar to that, contact someone and get some more information on how to utilize these services. So yeah, these are just some ways you can reach out to someone, whether or not you want to directly tell them about your depression worsening or not. Just make sure to surround yourself with supportive people. And depression has the ability to creep up on us at any moment without warning, so it's extremely important to prepare and have a plan of action in place prior to a depressive period. Also, journaling your feelings on a day-to-day basis may help you identify your depression is worsening sooner rather than later. And one of the keys to stopping depression from worsening is to identify patterns and feelings of your depression. Don't allow it to fester into a severe depression where it is too late for help. There are people here for you. There are services set in place for you. So make sure to utilize all of the tools available so that your depression does not worsen or get so severe that it becomes nearly impossible to reach out. Make a plan. Depression is real, and it's time to start being proactive rather than reactive in terms of depression. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you need the help, please reach out to someone and get the help that you need. There is no shame in it. Do not be embarrassed. Do not worry what other people think. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. All right, guys. Please hit that follow button. Have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you guys later.